Let's be honest. When Tesla drops a redesign, the internet loses its mind for about 48 hours. Then everybody moves on like nothing happened. But here's the thing, the Model Y Juniper isn't just a glow-up. There's something deeper going on underneath those smoother lines and that cleaner silhouette, and most buyers are completely missing it. We're living in a moment where every dollar you spend on a car has to work harder than it did 2 years ago. Insurance is up, energy costs are unpredictable, and the repair bill from a minor fender bender can ruin your entire month. So before you walk into a Tesla dealership or click order at 2 a.m., you need to ask yourself a few real questions. Does a cleaner design actually save you money over time, or does it quietly cost you more? If Tesla gives you more space, who's really picking up the tab in the long run? And when a car looks this seamless and minimal on the outside, what happens when something goes wrong on the inside? That's exactly what we're breaking down today. When Tesla says new design, what they're actually selling you is physics. So why does that number on your range estimate keep lying to you? Aerodynamics is not a luxury feature. It's not like heated seats or a panoramic roof, something you can check or uncheck on the options page. Aerodynamics is the invisible architecture behind every mile your car can travel on a single charge. And with the Model Y Juniper, Tesla didn't redesign the car to make it look better for your Instagram. They redesigned it to fight physics more efficiently. The original Model Y had a drag coefficient of around 0.23 CD, already competitive for its class. The Juniper pushes that number down closer to 0.214 CD. According to early engineering breakdowns, that might sound like a rounding error. But in the real world, drag compounds at speed. At 70 miles per hour on the highway, aerodynamic drag accounts for roughly 60 to 65% of the total energy your car burns. Shaving even 0.01 off that drag coefficient at that speed isn't cosmetic, it translates to real, measurable range. Think about it like riding a bike, same legs, same effort, but riding with the wind instead of against it. You go further, every single time. Tesla's own range estimates for the Juniper long-range variant land around 320 to 330 miles under ideal conditions. But here's where buyers get tripped up, EP. A real-world range tends to run about 10 to 15% lower than manufacturer estimates, which puts you closer to 280 to 295 miles in actual daily driving. That's still strong. That's still better than what most competitors are delivering at this price point. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 long range sits around 266 miles EPA rated. The Ford Mustang Mach-E extended range checks in at roughly 270 miles. So yes, the Juniper holds its ground, but only if you understand that the design upgrade and the range upgrade are the same upgrade. Quick question, you're on a road trip, 280 miles from home. One charge left. Do you trust that range estimate on your dashboard? Comment 1 if yes. You'd drive without second-guessing it. Comment 2 if no. You'd already be looking for the next charging stop. Drop your answer below, we read every single one. And if this content hits different for you, subscribe to AutoGearshift. We're at 31,135 subscribers and building something real here. Hit the bell so you never miss a drop. Tesla gives you more cabin space in the Juniper, but who's actually picking up the tab every time you hit the road? Nobody's going to complain about more legroom. That's just not how humans work. And Tesla knows this, which is exactly why more space, no compromises is the headline they lead with. The Juniper does deliver a genuinely roomier cabin, with rear passenger legroom increasing by roughly 1.4 inches compared to the previous Model Y. The cargo volume behind the third row, well, there is no third row on the standard Juniper, but the total cargo space with rear seats folded flat comes in around 76 cubic feet, which is competitive with mid-size SUVs sitting 2 full price tiers above it. On paper, that's a win. In the showroom, that's a win. But in 3 years of ownership, that's where the math starts to quietly shift on you. Here's what nobody puts in the brochure: space has weight, and weight has consequences. The Juniper long-range AWD version comes in at approximately 4,390 pounds. That's around 200 pounds heavier than the equivalent 2023 Model Y. That extra mass doesn't just sit there looking impressive. It works against you in three very specific ways that compound over time. First, tire wear. Heavier vehicles generate more heat and friction at the contact patch, and EV torque delivery instant and aggressive accelerates that wear further. On a standard all-season tire rated for around 50,000 miles, a heavier EV can realistically trim that lifespan down to 35,000 to 40,000 miles depending on your driving style. A full set of Model Y compatible tires runs roughly $800 to $1,200 installed. Do that math over a 5-year ownership window and you're looking at one extra tire replacement cycle you weren't budgeting for. Second, efficiency. Every additional 100 pounds of vehicle weight costs you approximately 1 to 2% in energy consumption. That's a figure pulled straight from DOE vehicle efficiency research. On a car already pulling 320-plus miles of range, a 200-pound weight increase alone could quietly chip away 3 to 6 miles of real-world range. Not catastrophic. But it's the opposite direction from where Tesla's aerodynamic improvements are pushing. You're essentially running two forces against each other, the drag reduction pulling your range up, the added weight pulling it back down. The net result is still positive, but it's closer than the marketing makes it sound. Third, and this one hits differently depending on where you live, braking distance and handling. A heavier vehicle needs more stopping distance. And in winter conditions or emergency situations, those extra pounds matter. The Juniper's updated suspension tuning helps manage this. But physics doesn't negotiate. You can tune around weight, but you can't tune it away. So yes, the space is real. The comfort upgrade is real. But so is the cost structure that comes attached to it quietly. Consistently. Every single day you drive it. What happens to your wallet the first time someone taps your bumper in a parking lot? Here's the core issue. Traditional vehicles and even older Tesla models were built with modular body panels, a front bumper cover, a fender, a quarter panel. These are discrete components that a body shop can replace individually. A straightforward parking lot scrape on a 2021 Model Y might run you $400 to $700 for a bumper replacement, parts and labor included. The Juniper's redesigned front and rear fascia integrate more components into unified assemblies. What that means in practice is that a low-speed impact that damages the corner of your front bumper doesn't just require a bumper. It can require replacing the entire front-end assembly, which pulls in the sensor housing, the side marker integration, and in some configurations, elements of the structural framing beneath. That same parking lot scrape on a Juniper early repair estimates from Tesla-certified body shops are putting minor front-end damage in the range of $1,800 to $3,500 depending on sensor involvement, and sensors are the real multiplier here. The Juniper carries Tesla's updated hardware 4-camera and sensor array, with cameras embedded more deeply into the body structure than on previous generations. When body panels and sensor housings share the same assembly, a cosmetic hit becomes a functional repair, and functional repairs on advanced driver assistance hardware are never cheap. A single forward-facing camera replacement on a hardware 4 system runs approximately $600 to $900 before labor. Combine that with a damaged fascia assembly, and you're clearing $2,500 on what your neighbor would call just a little fender bender. The insurance market has already started pricing this in. Average comprehensive insurance premiums for the 2025 and 2026 Model Y are running roughly $200 to $350 higher annually compared to equivalent non-Tesla SUVs in the same segment, a gap that's directly tied to higher average repair costs per claim. Over a 5-year ownership period, that delta alone adds $1,000 to $1,750 to your total cost of ownership before you've had a single incident. And if you do have an incident, the gap widens fast. So why are buyers paying more for a car that costs Tesla less to make? Tesla has been aggressively pursuing a manufacturing philosophy they call unboxed assembly, a production approach where large sections of the vehicle are built simultaneously as complete modules, then joined together, rather than assembled sequentially on a traditional line. The Juniper's integrated body structure, its simplified panel count, its consolidated wiring architecture, these aren't just design decisions. They are manufacturing decisions wearing a design costume. The Juniper uses approximately 40% fewer body panel components than the original Model Y at launch. Fewer parts means fewer welds, fewer assembly steps, fewer opportunities for production error, and most importantly, lower labor cost per unit at scale. Tesla's gigacasting technology, which presses large structural sections of the underbody from single aluminum castings rather than assembling them from dozens of stamped parts, has already cut production costs significantly on existing models. On the Juniper, that technology is more deeply integrated than on any previous Model Y. Industry analysts at Monroe & Associates, the firm that literally tears down cars to count every bolt and calculate every cost, have estimated that Tesla's manufacturing cost per vehicle has dropped by somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 per unit compared to the pre-refresh Model Y, when accounting for reduced part count and faster assembly time. But if it costs Tesla less to build, why does the Juniper start at roughly $44,990, only marginally adjusted from where the previous Model Y was priced? And in some trim configurations, actually higher, after the recent federal tax credit restructuring reduced buyer-side incentives? The answer is margin. So here's where we land. The Model Y Juniper is a genuinely better car than what it replaces: better aerodynamics, more usable space, sharper technology integration, but better is doing a lot of work in that sentence, and it's worth asking better for whom, and better at what cost, and better measured over what timeline. Would you still buy the Juniper, knowing the full repair cost picture, or does that change your math? Drop your answer in the comments. There's no wrong answer here, just real ones. If this breakdown gave you something to think about before your next big purchase, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach people who need to hear this before they sign anything. Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next one, because we're going deeper on where the EV market is actually heading in 2026, and some of it is going to surprise you.